Here at home, water, our water authority.
Water authority.
Not much different here, but we've taken a break from the water here, the rain.
Yeah, certainly dry conditions this week. I did want to, speaking of that story we were just talking about, I did want to take a look at some of our local reservoir levels, though. And we'll start up in Loch Lomond. Right now, looking pretty good, Loch Lomond, 90% of capacity, which is some good news. Obviously, that's close to capacity. Of course, the Santa Cruz Mountains did get some decent rain over the last month or so, certainly that helped. As we head south to our other two main reservoirs within the viewing area, though, news isn't quite as good. Lake San Antonio has really been sitting at 11% for most of the winter, so we haven't really seen much change to that. But Lake Dann Cianca, which was as high as 29%, a couple weeks ago, is now back down to 27%. Not a lot of water in those lakes, and we probably won't see any gains this summertime. So don't expect these numbers to go up at all unless we get some significant rainfall. But that is just unfortunately not in the forecast at the moment. We've got a pretty dry weather pattern. There have been weather systems passing by. There's one coming by tonight. We can see the little dip in the jet stream here. That is a trough of low pressure passing by. There are more behind it. A general weak ridging is expected to kind of take over as we head into the weekend, which should kind of calm things down a little bit as far as the wind is concerned, but it's still going to be windy as we'll continue to stay in northwest flow at the surface. But as we take a closer look right now, you can see some passing high clouds with this weak weather system. Behind it is a pool of colder air, which will actually cool us down further tomorrow. We've had a couple of steps downward temperature-wise in the last couple of days. Tomorrow will be the last one, and we'll see our coolest temperatures of the week for most locations before heading back up just in time for the weekend. So let's get right into Futurecast and talk about what you can expect overnight. And that is the winds to die down eventually to some extent, especially for most of our valley locations and coastal cities. But if you live on the exposed coast, up in the hills, or perhaps in some of our southern valleys, you may still see that wind blowing for most of the overnight hours. We'll also see some low cloud cover develop on the north and west facing slopes of our coastal ranges. This is again the same process we've been going through over the last couple of nights. That cool ocean air, which has a lot of moisture in it, is being pushed upward into the hills, and as it's pushed upward it cools, and as it cools it can't hold as much moisture and it turns into a cloud. It's magically delicious. It's a lot of fun, but that's how clouds work, and they could stay with us for portions of the morning commute. Now, the marine layer itself, the cooler layer of air near the surface, is deep enough that I don't expect any widespread fog in the valley bottoms, but if your travels take you up over a hill into those clouds, well, then all of a sudden it's called fog. Fog is just a cloud on the ground, so that's how it works. Anyway, as we head through the day tomorrow, expecting those low clouds to slowly dissipate. The winds will pick up once again tomorrow afternoon. We'll see a few passing thin high clouds, but otherwise, generally another sunny day, just a colder air mass working its way into the region. And then tomorrow night, I do expect a few more low clouds to develop in the same places we've been seeing them for the last couple of nights. Here are those temperatures. As I mentioned, we're cooling down quite a bit. Highs in the 50s up in the higher elevations of the Santa Cruz Mountains. Only 56 tomorrow on Bonnie Doon. Will be a little bit warmer in the valley bottoms and down on the coast, but temperatures will be below normal across the board for this time of year. Some of the warmer temperatures tomorrow we'll see on the north side of the bay, mostly because those northwest winds do downslope and warm up. As that air sinks, it actually warms up, dries out. So we'll see some of the warmer temperatures down to Santa Cruz, for example, tomorrow at 67. Watsonville, you're going to stay in the mid-60s, low 60s in Salinas, with mid-60s into our northern valleys, places that were in the 70s today. So you'll feel the cool down on the in the Santa Clara Valley for sure. On the coast, it may not feel all that much different because you are a little bit more tied to the ocean air as opposed to the overall temperature of the air mass aloft. And that ocean air is much more impacted by the water temperature. So we're not going to see much of a change. Highs in the upper 50s to low 60s for most locations. If you're pretty exposed to the water, like around the peninsula, you're going to see highs in the 50s tomorrow, 58 in Pacific Grove tomorrow, 59 in Monterey. Down south, we'll see some 60s and maybe just get to 70 in our southern valleys, but generally a pretty cool day. King City should be in the mid-70s for this time of year, for example. Over the next 7 days, temperatures on the coast improve a little bit Friday and Saturday, but generally, as I'm looking at things, we're just going to stay in onshore flow. The winds are going to still be here, maybe not quite as strong, but still to the point where we could go ahead and call it windy in the afternoons. And outside of a few passing clouds here and there, I'm expecting our highs to stay slightly below normal because of those onshore winds. Now, a weather system is going to clip by us on Monday. Yesterday, it was looking a little better in terms of potential rainfall. Today, only one computer model is showing any precipitation anywhere in our viewing area, and it's showing less than it did yesterday. So we're still not pulling the trigger on the rain icon, and I probably won't at this point, but we're still keeping an eye on it. Looks like maybe midweek next week, temperatures on the coast will warm up a bit. Inland areas will be a little different story because you're actually going to see temperatures above normal by Friday and Saturday. So you're actually going to warm up as the air mass warms, even with those onshore winds in the valleys, which will be gusty at times. And really all the way through next week, your highs will be above normal while it's kind of chilly on the coast. Head inland to warm up. Veronica.
Bundle up on the coast. Thanks, Dan.